Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At Enchain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alrighty people, good afternoon. It is, I don't know what day it is, Wednesday the 21st of April 2021. The time is just after 5 o'clock. Well, I'm getting carried away with myself. Let's do some DIY here. Hold on one sec and then we'll be there. There we go. That looks much prettier. Here we go, rock and roll. Yeah, welcome to, numbers going up a little bit. Oh, damn, got some money coming. So let's just crack on with some articles that I've seen today that I want to get through. I've just been writing one myself, so we'll go through that in just a sec. But check this one out. We'll just make this a relatively quick show today because I've got work to do. Here we go. Right, so this one is, this is by Patrick Thompson. He wrote this yesterday. He said, "Why BSV? TAL team discusses emerging transactional economy in fireside chat." All right, so here we go. TAL Distributed Information Technologies Incorporated recently held a fireside chat in which TAL President Chris Naprora, CCO Cal Surkasa, and CPO Jerry Chan sat on a virtual panel moderated by CMO Angela Holloway-Chuck. The panel took a dive into TAL's business model, the primary ways that TAL generates revenue, what the panelists believe Bitcoin will be used for in the future, which verticals will see Bitcoin implemented in, the biggest challenges that TAL and individuals looking to learn more about BSV are facing at the moment, and much more. Here are a few insights from the fireside chat that will give you a little more insight into TAL's operations and the Bitcoin BSV blockchain. Come on, Patrick, it's just Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin. What does TAL do? The fireside chat began with Chris Naprora giving a brief overview of the company. TAL is a blockchain infrastructure company that supports enterprises from processing transactions to directing the massive amount of computing power that TAL controls. TAL can help enterprises in a variety of ways. That being said, TAL has 3 primary revenue streams. The first one, TAL charges its enterprise clients a monthly fee for the services that they provide them with, which is the transaction processing, hosting, etc. 2, TAL is a Bitcoin, there we go, Bitcoin, BSV, a transaction processor, which means that TAL mines blocks on the Bitcoin network, wins the block reward attached to those blocks, and also receives the transaction fee revenue attached to each block. Thirdly, TAL has a BSV treasury, which means that when BSV increases in price, the BSV that TAL has mined becomes more valuable. Biggest challenges. Both Cal Sirkasek and Jerry Chan talked a little bit about some of the challenges they've run into while building out TAL. Sir Kasek said one of the biggest challenges is that there is currently a lack of information out in the world about BSV. And Chan talked about the current lack of tools and resources on the Bitcoin BSV network. Great stuff. However, instead of seeing these challenges as obstacles that slowed business down, TAL saw advantages in each of these areas and turned the challenges into opportunities for the company. Chan even alluded to upcoming tools and resources that TAL will be launching that allow everyone to build on Bitcoin, not just software engineers. Awesome. Why BSV? The group discussed why TAL supports BSV opposed to another blockchain network. A key factor in supporting BSV is that it scales beyond scaling in a technical sense.
In this episode of Diamonds in the Rough.
There we go. Where was I? BSV allows your business to scale too. Many blockchain networks continually. Where did that bit go? Okay. Why BSV? The group discussed why TAL supports BSV as opposed to other blockchain network. A key factor in supporting BSV is that it scales beyond scaling in a technical sense. BSV allows your business to scale too. Many blockchain networks continually run into scaling issues that limit the amount of data, transactions per second, and therefore users a business can have. Users a business can have. However, BSV works at scale and does so while having transaction fees that are only a fraction of a penny. These are just a few of the features of BSV that made it stand out to the TAL team. What else? The group goes on to talk about the bigger blocks that we have seen on chain recently. How Bitcoin is breaking down the silos that exist in businesses, as well as what TAL will look like in 4 to 5 years. See also equity and analyst John Pitts and fintech expert Len Mazur discuss TAL, a Bitcoin and transactions processing industry. All right, that's there. Exciting stuff, people. That's really exciting stuff. What's this? A naturally decentralized island nation like Tuvalu are perfect for blockchain ledgers, says Forum. Ooh, yeah, indeed. A blockchain island. Love that name. Let's see what this one says then. From our man, John Southurst, Bitcoin SV Train. Naturally decentralized. Island nations like Tuvalu are perfect for blockchain ledgers, says Forum. Small island nations are naturally decentralized and could leverage this to spur blockchain adoption. Participants in the Island Innovations Island Finance Forum this week, which included FIRE's George Sergio Samuels, agreed that close-knit communities and even a lack of established digital services could work to these nations' advantage in a digital transformation. One of the most important factors in achieving success in their various projects was local involvement. All participants agreed. While it was possible for island nations with small, dispersed populations to leapfrog others in their digital ledger infrastructure, their solutions must be based on close community consultation and by studying these specific needs. This way, introducing a radical new technology would avoid being seen as a new form of colonialization or trying to shoehorn unsuitable solutions into skeptical markets. Samuels appeared at the forum to talk about the Tuvalu National Digital Ledger Project, which FIRE is helping to build along with nChain and Alas Digital. Also speaking were Charmaine Powell, Chief Risk Officer at the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Oxfam Blockchain Innovations and Cash Transfer Lead Sandra Uwante Hart, and Bit co-founder and CIO Simon Chantry. All right, I missed that. That'd be quite interesting to watch that. Samuels suggested specific islands had in fact pioneered the earliest blockchain economies, referring to the community knowledge aspect of Yap Stones. Though several aspects of Yap Stone's story have been described as mythical by Dr. Craig Wright, the notion of a shared ledger for unmoving property does provide a reliable analogy of the way blockchain works. Ironically, Samuels' presentation at the forum was the only one not specifically focused on payments and financial services. Tuvalu's National Digital Ledger, he said, was for starters looking at digitizing government records and managing contracts with various other interests. These include fishing rights, the famous .tv, internet domain, property and policing records, and births, deaths, and marriages. The Bitcoin SV-based national ledger could lower corruption and mismanagement in the fisheries industry, he said, as well as improving transparency while maintaining individual privacy overall. However, Bitcoin's killer feature is micropayments. Samuels added, nothing that Tuvalu is, of course, looking at central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, options. The project chose Bitcoin SV because it scales. He referred to Bitcoin as a truth machine, but only if implemented as originally envisioned. Talking about the issues of implementing blockchain solutions in different jurisdictions, he also said that many overlook the fact that existing laws overly cover most of the concerns, though it may depend on the jurisdiction as to how. He agreed with the other panelists that the project is generational, and like similar others, it could take 10 to 30 years to gain full acceptance. Other digital island projects. Charmaine Powell talked about the ECCB's recent launch of Dcash, a central bank digital currency that is actually not blockchain based, but one of the first in the world. A new pilot program began just this month, with Dcash used as a parallel legal tender in the region that integrates with existing systems. Following the pilot, the ECCB will redeem and destroy the Dcash units in order to conduct a usage audit. Sandra Uwantage Hart is working with Vitalu, a country close Vanuatu, a country close to Tuvalu, and facing similar issues with lack of existing digital financial services and an archipelago with communications problems and dispersed populations. The blockchain-based Project Oxfam is developing with Australian fintech firm Sempo. Is called Unblocked Cash. It uses prepaid cards, mobile phones with tap and pay, and an informal vendor network. Blockchain records were good for aid transparency, helping to track where payments are going and also track payments by category of vulnerability and time frame. Vanuatu's first phase pilot was 2019. Hart noted that the aim of the project was to grow organically using existing community and cultural networks to spread the way people interact in an island context. It has since spread to 3 countries, including Papua New Guinea, and has raised over $7 million in donor support. In this time, Vanuatu has also suffered crises including Category 5 Cyclone Harold, a volcanic eruption, and damage to its vital tourist industry as a result of the C-19 crisis. Back in the Caribbean, BIT has for several years been consulting with the government as the ECCB through its other co-founder, Gabriel Abed. Simon Chantry said the company had initially launched a digital asset exchange but was now developing other applications including stablecoins and CBDCs. Chantry also praised Bitcoin as the first decentralized permissionless payment technology and one that provides internet-native payment rails that overcame the inherent disadvantages of payment applications like PayPal and Stripe, which had to rely on legacy financial networks or rails and face some of their same inefficiencies. Energy efficiency, community involvement, and gaining trust. Participants had a healthy discussion on the concerns related to proof of work's high energy usage. Samuels agreed that at first glance proof of work can seem inefficient, but this would decrease as more people came in to use them. He compared it to an erupting volcano, which can be wasteful and destructive, but ultimately creates new land. Very good, very good. Making a point that doesn't get made often, the participants agreed that Bitcoin/blockchain seems to be unfairly singled out for its energy usage, but not other industries. They referred to pet rocks, fast food, and even Christmas lighting as examples of energy seemingly wasted for the frivolous purposes. Samuels noted that vast resources that go into producing the world's toilet paper, despite there being other options. Chantry pointed out that the majority of electric power generated is wasted away due to the need to maintain a base load, which, although it appears contradictory, does increase efficiency overall. Other common concerns were data security and privacy, the need for a robust system that could be counted on to function properly 24/7, and the user-friendliness. Blockchain, and especially BSV, provides all this, and the close community consultation that all projects were undertaking was key to gaining their population's trust in the long run. Island Innovation is an organisation that seeks to drive sustainable change across islands and rural areas around the world. It does this by using the best practices and knowledge of island stakeholders to promote economic performance, political stability, and good governance. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, I'm loving that. All right. Right, well, let's just go back to my article that I am currently in the middle of writing right now. So this came about due to discussions I've had with other people, just about regulators needing to know what Bitcoin is. And I thought, you know what? There isn't really a document for financial regulators yet. Not a, everyone sort of pushes them, I'll read the white paper, but the white paper is technicals. The white paper doesn't outline fundamentals that makes Bitcoin a commodity so that these regulators can see clearly how it should be regulated as such. So I'm just going to read this. This is what I've written so far. Obviously it's not finished yet, but I'm just going to read this and see what it sounds like, because I haven't read this aloud yet. So I was going to say fundamentals for financial regulators, or should I put Bitcoin for financial regulators? Bitcoin. Fundamentals for financial regulators? Let's see what that looks like. Fundamentals for financial regulators. I like that. 3 F's in a row. Fundamentals for financial regulators. Yeah, liking that. So, I've continued here. 1. Bitcoin, as designed by Satoshi Nakamoto in the Bitcoin white paper, is a commodity. A commodity is something that is common to everyone and therefore does not have a central point of authority or control. 2. How can Bitcoin not have a central point of authority or control if it is man-made? Answer. The central point of authority and control within Bitcoin becomes diluted over time through a process that Dr. Craig S. Wright, aka Satoshi Nakamoto, designed called proof of work. 3. How does proof of work dilute the central point of authority and control over time? Answer. Bitcoin is fixed in supply and can be divided by 16 or more decimal places, which means it is more than capable of absorbing all the world's various financial markets by approximately multiplied by 50. Because it is fixed in supply, as more people come in to start using it, as more people come in to start using Bitcoin, its price increases, which incentivizes yet more people to start using it. This also incentivizes people and companies to add hash rate to the Bitcoin network, which is computing power used for processing transactions, in exchange for the opportunity cost of being rewarded in Bitcoin. This process is competitive, and because Bitcoin is fixed in supply, it means its value should increase over time, enabling the competition to continue indefinitely. Proof of work is therefore a continual process of dilution and will eventually lead to a market containing various specialized Bitcoin mining operations. Number 4, if Dr. Craig S. Wright can start the network, what differentiates the Bitcoin network from any other? Answer. According to Wikipedia, Dr. Craig S. Wright released the Bitcoin white paper to a cryptography mailing list 2 months plus 4 days prior to the network being started. This gave an equal opportunity for anyone of a group of very competent very competent individuals to start the network themselves. 2+ months in this case being considered a reasonable amount of time. This provides credibility to neutralize the possibility of a single entity having control of the starting point. The network was then started by Dr. Wright using the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. The white paper was released to a group of competent English-speaking individuals, and information contained within it was written in the English language. The author being a Japanese pseudonym meant that any potential bias was negated and effectively divided the start of the network between two identities, English and Japanese. He then stepped back from the project in order to let the network grow organically without any central point of authority, control, or influence. It is this neutral growth and size that is unique to Bitcoin that separates it from any other network and ultimately provides Bitcoin with its fundamental value as a commodity. Hold on a sec. You should just put that on my phone on mute. There we go. 5. Bitcoin mining might be diluted, but what is there to stop a group of centralized developers from taking over the network? Answer. Dr. Wright designed Bitcoin as an immutable ledger with a chain of signatures to hold all users and developers of the network to account. This way, no one single individual or group could do anything on the network that no one else would know about. It is accountability through this chain of signatures that prevents a group of centralized developers from taking over the network. 6. How can the Bitcoin network be considered to be a public network? Answer. The network has to be permissionless. If anyone and everyone has the opportunity to use and build on a network, it can be considered to be available to the public and common to everyone. This is achieved with a locked protocol. Once the protocol is locked, it means no one has the power to change it. A locked protocol is just as important as a fixed supply for the very same reason. 7. What is it that makes Bitcoin a valuable commodity? Answer. Data sovereignty. The Bitcoin network is decentralized through competition, proof of work, distribution, accountability, a locked protocol, and a fixed supply. This means that any and all data that is uploaded to the network is immutable because it cannot be deleted. It also means that whoever uploaded the data is responsible for it and has paid a fee to a decentralized distributed network of competing mining operations in order to do so. It is this data sovereignty and ultimate use of Bitcoin that provides its value. Should I say fundamental value? Provides value. Yeah, there we go. And that's all I've written so far. There we go. I thought that was pretty good. 22 minutes. Yeah, a nice short show today, but I'm loving that image there for my thumbnail, so we'll leave that up there. Shout out to people in the chat box. Thank you for joining me. We've got Diddy Weldon, Matty Ray, Neezy, Aaron Goodfield, and Ravenshield all in the house, along with Keith Fellows. Right, people. I think I know everybody's. Let me think. Ravenshield. I can't remember what your Handcash or Paymail is. You'll have to remind me. So we'll start from the top. We've got Diddy, not Duddy. There we go. Duro's on the way. I'm turning my volume up on this. Got it. There we go. Matty Ray, put yours in there. Just make a Paymail up for me. That'd be great. Neezy, this one's for you. There we go. Neezy is next. Swiping to send on the way. There we go. Aaron Goodfield. There we go. But AHG. Got it. That's the one. Swiping to send on the way. Keith Fellows. That is Big Blocks. Here we go. BIGB. And it comes up. Excellent. Got it. Swiping to send on the way. It's so much easier using dongs. There we go. Orange Kicks in there. Thank you for putting your Handcash in there. Super duper. There we go. Orange Kicks. Sweet. Swiping to send on the way. Oh, Ravenshield. Zelda Disc Dark. Right, got it. Crikey. Right. ZEL. Yep, got it. Thank you very much. I have to remember that now. That's Ravenshield. JPap's in there. Oh, thank you for joining me. Excellent. Here we go. On the way. JPaps. That's the one. Loving donging these Duros. There we go. And I think that's everyone. Anyone else in there? Just let me know. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Yeah, great stuff. Nice one. Right, I've got things to do. I've got to finish my article as well, so I've been busy today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the show. Keep an eye on the numbers, people. Number go up. Loving this. So as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. See you guys soon. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.